Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's always a confusion, because when we talk even about Zimbabwe, you see that there is expectation that outsiders would help the situation, that the country, the more we raise noise, the more things will change, or the faster things will change. And there's also the thing of hearing the other side. So if I was a ZANU-PF supporter, what kind of Zimbabwe do I want to see? If I was an MDC supporter, what kind of Zimbabwe do I want to see? What should be the relationship between the government and the party? And how do I become relevant? So when we look at the political parties, some people already think they own the group, like the WhatsApp group. How many people think because I'm admin, I am a better person? And because I'm close to the person who is admin, then I can go inbox them, and they will make decisions that suit my interest. How many of us would rather have someone hold the keys of a car and trust somebody not to drive the car unless you have given them authority to do so? So all these are the pains that we all suffer. And we suffer because we've never negotiated it. So even among close people, we never talk about that, make sure that we understand what the role of radio is, what the role of a journalist is and is not. So what mentorship is, what mentorship is not, who needs to learn. There are many people who actually don't think they need to learn anything because they know everything.
I know that, like I'm saying, like this definition of mentorship, like I say, I don't think it's really clear, because I think it's more of the term, like like I was saying to say yesterday, or mentioned yesterday, that some people who are here, they are CEOs of whatever organization. Some of them, they are just coming because they want business, right? But with whom?
Yeah. So if we say...
I mean, to look for business, but who do you want to work with? What connection do you have to those people?
Yeah.
Who are they? Where did they come from? What do they want?
But if you find you have a country or a nation where people don't want to learn from anybody, how do you build it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, this understanding of what, when we say mentorship, what are we talking about?
Or even now, I don't know whether since you're a political actor, you saw Tyson Muzembe and Joao a meeting with the Secretary General of the ANC. And then you also saw Tony Ngeni there. They took a picture. And then the Secretary General of the ANC then issued a statement or at a press conference to talk to this. So imagine you as ZANU-PF, and you already know this meeting has taken place. And someone comes from South Africa to say there's a problem in Zimbabwe, and South Africa has a role to play. That picture will be used quickly to dismiss any attempt at solving the Zimbabwean problem. Because already you are seen to have taken sides. So that already is closed. And the people who went to see the Secretary General took pictures. They may not understand that they are hardening the other side. And the first meeting you have is you are already being accused of being a part of a regime change agenda. But the SG of the ANC met these guys in good faith, just to hear their story without making any decision. Then Malema comes in He says there is a problem in Zimbabwe. South Africa must be part of it, and that we must go and attack the embassy and therefore make Zimbabwe ungovernable. But whose government is it? The moment you make it ungovernable, if you don't like a certain part of the harvest, what do? If the mangoes are rotten, what do you do with the mangoes?
You bin them.
But are you going to ban the whole crop because the few are rotten?
No, you throw away what is rotten and you keep the rest.
Yeah, so you go and say who in government should not be in government and why. Then you target only those people in the group so that they become smelling as you want them to smell. But for things that they've done, but not for group damage. I can't say the whole group, the whole WhatsApp group thinks this way because of one person.
No, it doesn't work.
Yeah, so one person who speaks for, then let's deal with that and solve that problem. And allow the person to give his own view. You know, like you say, hashtag Zimbabwean Lives Matter. You know what happens? And if you go to hashtag of Mnangagwa, you know what he says? He may be saying, hashtag, oh, Zimbabwean Lives Matter, and I'm the best protector of Zimbabwean lives.
Yeah.
And these people...
They're doing their best.
Yeah, these people want, they don't know about COVID. COVID, even in South Africa, our comrades in the ANC, why did you have to lock down? And we have seen soldiers in the street trying to enforce curfew. But in Zimbabwe, you don't want us to give curfew. Because what? Because you don't like us. Yeah. What do you think? Whose agenda are you pursuing now?
Yeah. It becomes tricky because we are already like a ZPP. Is it we said, like people shouldn't go on the street because they will just be beaten for nothing. And we are already an enemy of progress. We are enemy of Zimbabweans for saying that.
Yeah. So if you don't agree...
Hashtags on their own, they won't be able to solve anything. And we don't need people from outside to come and solve Zimbabwean problems. We Zimbabweans have to make a step forward and start solving our own problems by first understanding where are we, how did we get there, and start looking for solutions ourselves. But no, because we are saying that we are also part of ZANU. So yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying.
So even if I tweet, they say, if I say, let's understand what Tagwire Sakunda issue is, people already say, Mawere, you're an apologist. This man is a guilty as charged. But yesterday it was me being lynched. And who came to my rescue? Mawere externalized money, Mawere did this, Mawere did that. Nobody came to my rescue because they already made conclusions that Mawere is as guilty as charged. And then you say, look, isn't that...
While you were eating with them.
Yeah, you are eating with them and you are one of them. So why should we listen to you?
Yeah.
But we can learn from one bad example, and Americans are doing the same, imposing sanctions. The person, what are the facts? What if the person is...
That's what I'm trying to say. They say if Zimbabwe was as bad as they say Zimbabwe is, and especially America case, why are they building their biggest embassy in Zimbabwe in a country that is rotten?
No, even if they, let's say they build the embassy, but you are no longer free to speak your mind. If Americans say there is a problem, there is a company called Secunda, there are public resources that have been put to this company only. The issue of public funds, and Americans have an interest because they are assisting the people of Zimbabwe, either through NGOs or through the government or directly. So if they have an obligation or a moral obligation to support Zimbabwe, they have a direct and material and substantial interest in knowing how the funds are being used, because if the funds are used correctly, it means they don't have to send money here. They can send it to Somalia, to other countries. So you are there helpless. The people of Zimbabwe, the parliament of Zimbabwe, the courts in Zimbabwe, they give the benefit of the doubt to the people in government. And there's nobody who is challenging them in a clear and coherent manner to say, guys, government, this cannot continue. Why would one company get this contract? Why would one company exchange Zim dollars for US dollars at a different exchange rate from me? I go at the auction rate, he gets the money. I go to the auction rate, I don't get the money. I have to buy stuff using the black market rate. So why should one person be privileged to get this? Let's have that discussion about Sakunda, about the parliamentary committee. Was it a committee to establish the facts, or a committee to discredit those you don't like? Yeah. And that's what we need to be able to deal with.
You know, that another thing that we are discovering, we have many people who just want, you know, like everything that has to be spoken. At least that's what we are as a people now. To say the moment you say anything that is against the ZANU, you are okay. The moment you say anything that is against the MDC, then you are all wrong, and you are lynched before you even go anywhere. To say, yes, you know what, as a nation, if we are going to start and build, let's look at the fact, all the facts that we have, without being here, I am pro this, and whoever is doing wrong should be said, this is wrong. And whoever is doing right should be said, this is right. You know, there's a discussion that I made the other day, where I was talking, you know, like, and our sanctions, I mentioned our sanctions that destroying our nation and all that. And somebody called me and said, like, you know what, and he's one of these opposition party leaders as well. I actually like what you said, Vimbai, but the problem with you is we went on and said how sanctions are destroying the people. And that cannot be said on open space. You shouldn't say that, because the moment you say that, you are already supporting ZANU. You are already supporting them to you know, like, to be able to for the world to understand that people are suffering. And I'm thinking, I don't understand you. You know, what's the example that I gave? It's not example from somewhere. It's a simple example that I myself went through. So I know what I'm talking about as a normal person. And I'm thinking,
no, but why don't we use the C2C framework? Let's say we have a show. You play MDC, I play ZANU-PF. And let's talk about sanctions. What is ZANU-PF's position? And you give the MDC position.
No, why don't we get an MDC person to do that?
No, they don't. They don't want them. They'll be lynched. What are you doing on the platform of ZANU?
The thing, why I'm saying
no, because people are divided.
I played that role.
No, we are saying that we are playing the show. This is our reality show. Coming from the C2C is part of mentorship. Let's hear all the arguments without you accusing me. And we tell the people.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you play ZANU-PF and I play MDC.
I'll be lynched as well.
No, I'm saying is, but do not doing so. Why did you get into ZPP unless you want change? Why?
I want that change. That's what I'm saying. I want that change. That's exactly why I started it. And the moment I play the sides of both of them, I'm already in trouble with them.
No, I'm saying is you better be, because there is two elephants that are positioning themselves. When you say ZPP, they will say ZPP is a ZANU-PF project.
They've already said that.
Yeah, so I'm saying is ZPP,
day one.
Is ZPP part of a ZANU-PF project? There are many people who believe that you can't be independent, you are not walking on your feet. You got crutches or wheelchair from ZANU-PF.
You know, they don't even believe that how can people without labels start a party. Yet we don't, because none of us in the PP has got any label, and none of us has got a fake bank account. We are just ordinary people. So for most people, it's not possible. There should be a big somebody behind us, but there isn't. It's just
no. I was criticized for the same, that Mawere, for him to buy SMM, they had to be a big man. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
So that is the mentality. But to confront it, let's play the game. Because you are in this project C2C. How do you build a community around gossip, around rumors, around labeling that you are a prostitute?
Yeah.
Oh, we've seen you too much with Mawere. There must be something going on. And that is how the mind is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the only way to confront it is to play that game.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And the thinking, like, when we grew up just being told, Zanino fix everything. And today we are still saying the same thing. To say, no, you know what, they might have been doing that. But from now onwards, what are we doing as a nation to make sure that, it doesn't happen? Let's change the game.
Yeah. So you remember even me, a guy called Charamba. He even said, Mawere tibvire papa, tinozodura zvakawanda. And this man knows nothing, but he just believes that because he works for government, he knows more than you or me.
Yeah.
Even your life, they will tell it as if you are now a ZANU-PF project. Then you say, how do I become a project of nothing? Imagine you become a project of zero. What is ZANU-PF to you? Do you live ZANU-PF? Do you eat ZANU-PF?
Because I've never been part of them. I always knew they were trouble.
No, it's not because they are trouble. But imagine you have a party of members. Then somebody says you are part of this project. They don't even go to ZANU-PF to establish whether you are ever a member.
That's what I'm saying. That, we have been accused of that. And it's like a person like me, I was never a member of MDC or member of ZANU. Never.
No, I'm saying is this issue of membership or belonging, of association, don't you think there is a cause for us to build a community around those issues?
That's why I was talking of commitment. Because if I become a member of something, I'm willing to put time. The same applies to, it only becomes funny when it becomes like in this case, that people want to become member of this big Mr. Mawere who has done things, but it just didn't happen. You work hard. You stay your nights up doing what you're doing, planning and talking to people, right? And if we look at it like now, how many days have we been talking? We talk to each other almost every day.
No, but I'm saying you're already going back. I'm saying just now where we are to then provoke people. What is it that we can? I said, let's play the part, or let's find people in our communities who can represent different views.
Yeah, let's do it that way.
About a problem. Yeah.
We can put
no, I'm saying is why ask somebody if I'm the human being who can play it? But why wish somebody to be Mandela when you can be Mandela yourself? You walked on the same earth. Why do we need to find rent people to play the parts that is Zimbabwe divided? You want to be a politician in Zimbabwe, people are saying you are already an agent of another agent, because ZANU-PF itself is a vehicle for members, and they are saying that although you are not a member, you are part of something that they can't even define. So what is it that there are many people who are fighting over the word MDC because they believe that there is a... Yeah?
Are they not 7 groups now?
I don't know, but what is in a name? So And why do we need an individual to lead us? Yeah.
That's the Messiah syndrome.
No, that's our, no, it's in our WhatsApp groups. It's not outside Messiah. No. Just a person set up a group, he says it's my group.
Yeah.
And
That's
if you
what
don't,
I'm saying, it's a Messiah syndrome. You know,
no, you are elevating it to a Messiah. It's just that we become lazy to talk about it. You know how many people we can discourage from being little dictators in WhatsApp? Already I'm being accused of being a dictator, even by having this show. And I said, but all the platforms, I can go to Periscope, I can go to Twitter, to LinkedIn, and broadcast myself. Why do I need to force myself into one platform?
Yeah.
Yeah. But how many people feel aggrieved that I want to be in that group? And how many people ask you, what is the group for? So that question is informed by some kind of idea that the group is a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they say hashtag ZANU-PF must go, because they believe ZANU-PF is a person. Yeah. So this is not about Messiah, it's just about literacy, about understanding. Yeah. So even after we spoke yesterday, some people feel they've been muzzled, they've been thrown off base.
Yeah, I noticed it. That's why sometimes, like I was saying the other day, that the more I end up keeping quiet. Like, you know what? We want this thing to move, and we need to build it. But it has to be honest. It's a willing base. You know, the willing base.
Yeah.
One thing, let's do it together. Not that we want to prove we can do it. There's nothing to prove to anybody, because everybody's coming here on free will.
No, I'm saying is that, but once you observe that, what should be the way forward? So it means once you observe there is a problem, let's try to solve it by talking about it, not by ignoring it. That is true that people genuinely believe that ZANU-PF has a power to cause somebody else to be its agent. And when you become an agent, what do you become? Are you still a human being? Or a logo of a human being?
More of a logo of a human being.
No, but there is a feeling that is true, that there are people who say ZANU-PF must go, there are people who say Mugabe must go, and not knowing that the absence of one man or a few of his friends does not change anything. And there are people who were thrown off the bus because they were seen to be close to Mugabe, and you know now what they want as well. They want to throw the people who they were working with under Mugabe under the bus again. But using the people, trying to say South Africa must come in so that one faction of the same family fights another faction.
And that's what the people should see. And that's what we have been saying as well, to say, you know what, before you can just walk up and say, I'm following this, first stop and think and reflect for yourself. But then we become a project because we are saying that.
No, but I'm saying is what you are saying is, what do you have to think about doing? If I'm going to be in a bus, do I have to think about the journey? And whether you're going to, why would I ride in a bus when I know the driver is drunk?
Exactly.
But even the guy who is not drunk can still be involved in an accident. Huh?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so why can't we talk about this devil, this ghost called a political party? Why set up ZPP if you know ZPP is going to be a person?
We like I said, we are already in chaos because of that. Like because we said we are not choosing any president candidate now. We'll have to start work and see.
But people want to know the leader because they want to know the person.
Exactly.
No, but why do you seem? That's why someone was saying, why don't you become part of the executive and say today I'm a president? of a party, then we fight you now, knowing that you,
No, we don't need that. We need to build value. We need to build a team of people who want to make a better Zimbabwe. And then,
but don't you think we should talk about what is a political party with you?
Yeah.
What is it?
A president is just like in our case, a president is just somebody who will be put in position to represent the whole party. Like, no, we want you to give us one person. Like, why are you creating a dictator? You don't need dictators. We need everybody.
But why don't we start to talk about WhatsApp dictators? Because we need them. We need admin. I've been asked so many times to be admin, and I said everyone must be admin. But every time I open and say everyone must be admin, there's chaos. Yeah. So if there are no admin, people keep quiet. And nothing happens anyway because they are waiting for the dictator to say anything. Yeah, but meanwhile, privately, they're saying, oh, no. Hey, Mawere is a dictator, man. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. He stopped me from, I wanted to advertise my bus. Then he told me not to advertise. And why others are being allowed to advertise. But is there no course in learning about political parties in your mentorship program? No, in our mentorship program.
Definitely. Because at the end of the day, the other issue that is cropping up, especially in our case, is that they're saying, like, why are you opposing the opposition? As an opposition party, you just have to, like, talk about ZAN, what ZAN is doing. You don't talk about MDC or anybody else. Like, but no. As an opposition party, you're supposed to talk about what's happening in the country. And in MDC is part of that government. So as part of the government, we talk about what all of them are doing in this government. Jesus.
Okay. So let's use that to talk about this conundrum, this problem of identity, and I call it identity politics. That as human beings, we want to belong. Once we belong, we want to take ownership. Once we take ownership, anyone who is not one of us becomes an enemy of us. Where does this idea come from? Very soon, ANC, ZANU-PF members are going to hate each other. And
even if we look like, why are we looking outside for outside help? What are we doing as ourselves?
I guess that's a question. Who is us? And what are we doing for us? But there are political parties who claim us and who talk on behalf of us. And we end up just becoming objects of political actors who are looking for offices in government. Once they assume office positions, they will soon run away from you.
Yeah.
So there you go.